Hello, I'm Clarence Trice, the Chief Financial Officer of the Methodist Foundation for Arkansas. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this video with you today. When we began 2020, the year 2020, we made some goals, and one of our goals was to visit each and every church that has an account here at the Foundation. We did this not knowing that a pandemic would soon fall upon us and change our methods of communication and our methods of visiting with our friends. So when I spoke with Reverend Fleming recently, he asked me to prepare this video for you. I don't want to take much of your time. I just want to thank you for your trust in the Foundation and placing funds with us for investment. So I want to do that. I want to tell you about the funds that you do have here at the Foundation. I want to give you just a little bit of information about the Foundation, and I also want to tell you how your funds are invested. So with that said, the Foundation was chartered in 1963. We've been in business for more than 50 years. At the close of 2019, we had over $180 million of assets for investment under our management. And that makes us the 7th largest among about 45 United Methodist Foundations nationwide. There's a couple of things here at the Foundation that we're particularly proud about. One is our seminary scholarship program. We have graduated approximately 40 seminary graduates who are currently pastors in the Arkansas Conference, and we currently have about 10 on campus. The other thing that I want to mention is our ability to issue discretionary grants. We are fortunate enough to have endowment funds with our discretion, which allow us to make approximately $1 million in grants every year. With that said, though, let's look at the money that you have here at the Foundation. Your permanent endowment fund was established or was given to the Foundation for management in 2003. It currently has a market value of just under $300,000, and it's invested in our blended investment pool. You also have a general fund, which was invested here at the Foundation in 2017. It's invested partly in our growth pool and partly in our fixed income pool. So let's look at those investment pools that I just referenced. Your permanent endowment fund is in our blended investment pool. Our blended pool for long-term purposes has given very good returns when compared to its benchmark. Over 3, 5, and 10-year periods, it has returned between 6.1 and 7.5% as its total return. It is, and it outperformed its benchmark in each of those periods. 60% of your general fund is invested in our growth pool. Naturally, in the first quarter of this year, when the markets fell significantly, so did our pool. But they recovered magnificently in the second quarter. But again, we should pay attention to long-term periods. In 3, 5, and 10-year periods, the growth pool returned between 7.9 and 10.6% as its total return. And again, it exceeded its benchmark in returns in every time period. The fixed income investment pool for 3, 5, and 10-year periods returned between 3.4 and 3.9%. It has not performed as well as when compared to its benchmark as the other two pools have, but it is theoretically it is our safest investment pool. So these monies that you've placed with us, we have invested through Westpath Institutional Investments. Some of you may be familiar with Westpath. Many of you probably are not. Westpath is actually an agency of the United Methodist Church. Every United Methodist pastor in the world has a pension that is managed by Westpath. Reverend Fleming's pension is managed by Westpath. They've been in existence for over 100 years, and they have over $25 billion of investments under their management. A term that I think you'll be hearing more and more as time passes with regard to investment terminology is sustainable investments. One definition of sustainable investing is that sustainable investing meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. It's totally in compliance with the United Methodist Church's Book of Discipline, and Westpath's sustainable investment vision combines social cohesion, long-term prosperity, and environmental health. You'll often see the three letters ESG attributed to sustainable investments. E for environment, S for social purposes, and G for corporate governance. The investment theme of Westpath includes positive social purpose investments, sustainable agribusiness, affordable and clean energy access, as well as renewable infrastructure. With regard to their positive social purpose investments, it's worth noting that there are 3 housing projects in Arkansas that Westpath has ownership in. One in Russellville, one in North Little Rock, and another in Jonesboro. And of course, our investment directives to Westpath includes the avoidance issues that we often think of with regard to the Methodist Church's social principles. That is, to avoid investments in companies dealing in alcohol, tobacco, pornography, gambling, military weaponry, or private prisons. Now, the exclusion of those type companies still makes available 96.5% of all U.S. corporations. So in some of these things that I've taken a little time to describe to you, I hope you'll come to understand that Westpath's missions, the Methodist Foundation for Arkansas's mission, and Grand Avenue United Methodist Church's missions are all aligned. We're all looking to fulfill ministry with a secure financial future. There are a few programs that we offer at the foundation that we'd be happy to come to your church and present as soon as the pandemic is lifted and we're able to travel and meet with one another. Janet Marshall would be happy to come talk about endowments with you. She also has a program on estate planning. I'm happy to come talk to you about investment management. These are just a few of the, of course, free programs that we offer and make available to you. So with that said, I want to thank you again for your confidence in us, and I'll just close in saying that everyone at the foundation is available to help you. We're available to you at the touch of your telephone call. That includes our president, Wayne Clark, myself, Clarence Trice, our vice president of development, Janet Marshall, our director of accounting, Kristen Hartman, our account manager, Emily Madden, our director of communications, Haley Klein, our director of leadership ministries, Mackie Yoakum, and our office and hospitality manager, Kathy Hall. So with all that said, I want to thank you again. I look forward to a time when I can come to your church in person and speak to you, but thank you again for the confidence and trust you have placed in the Methodist Foundation for Arkansas.